Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today we are talking about how to get famous on Snapchat. But if you watched the first video and it was really easy, super basic stuff, you're moving on to this video because you want to get down and dirty. So I'm not going to do a crazy 5-minute long intro like I did in my last video because none of y'all know who I was. But this video, we're just hopping right in. First thing you need to know is know your view range. So this isn't just your view count like your views per snap. You should really know where you're peaking, where your average is, where your lower points are, and what tends to make your views fluctuate. Here's another thing, learn community etiquette. As you grow and become bigger on Snapchat, you have to know how to function as a part of a Snapchat community. So really know the kind of do's and don'ts. One big don't go asking other people in the Snapchat community what their views are. It's a really sensitive topic because views on Snapchat, as we all know, are private. And the beauty of that is it lets the viewers focus on the quality of the content and not pay attention to social proof based on numbers. So straight up going up to somebody and asking them, it's like, wow, I thought we were here for the quality of our content. On the other hand though, it is good to talk about numbers if you're collaborating with someone in the community. So that's one big thing in community etiquette. Another thing is when it comes to talking about work and brand deals and stuff and agencies and MCM, which we're gonna get to in the other video, don't get up all into people's businesses. Biz nasty. A big thing is that people tend to undercut each other. First thing that pops into a Snapchatter's head most of the time is, oh, they're trying to steal my job, which causes a majority of the community to not really want to talk about what kind of work they're doing. They're very guarded. They definitely put a wall up around other influencers. You know, don't hop into that from hello. I mean, just make sure that you're not forcing anybody out of their comfort zone if you're asking about what they're doing. It's like when I first got in, I always wanted to learn. I always wanted to know, what should I know? But just make sure that it's not coming off like you're trying to steal anything. Just make it seem like you're trying to learn a little. So we just talked about how the Snapchat community is very closed up, has their walls up, very guarded. Here comes the part where it matters to you. Those few people in the Snapchat community who try and use the other people, chances are you're gonna come in contact with them. You're gonna encounter them. So now we're to the step, very important step. Don't let people use you. Always watch your back. Seriously, always watch your back. It doesn't mean to be suspicious of people, but it just means that if you do see those things from other people, like asking what brands you're working with or asking what agencies, maybe you should be a little guarded too, because that's the type of information that people will try to undercut you with. There are some nasty people out there. There are some nasty people. This is a hard industry. Oh, welcome to Hollywood. People are awful. I don't know. This sounds really bad. Just be aware of when people are trying to use you. Just look for any red flags. So also, another thing about being a part of the community is the better you get along with people, the better you're also going to learn who are those people that you should really watch out. The benefit of being tied into the community or any social media community is that you wind up finding out who to watch out for. Because in the end, although you're making friends, which is amazing, it's also gonna be something that keeps you safe. And being safe while you're trying to get into the influencer sphere is a big plus. Here we go, here's another one. Spot good opportunities and also know things that are mutually beneficial. The word using is gonna come across a lot. The difference between using and mutually beneficial is very simple. Using only goes one way. Someone's trying to get something from you and they're not providing anything in return. Mutually beneficial is great because it's like a trade. It means that they have something that could benefit you and you have something that can benefit them. There's a good trade, no one's being used, no one's being cheated out of anything. Which leads me to my next point, networking. Network. This is my last video. I was like, clap. This video was like, network. Networking is really big. If you want to get anywhere, past just growing your numbers through collabs, networking is a big deal. Networking is how you get press. Networking is how you meet other influencers. Networking is how you meet managers and agents and people who get you onto speaking engagements and all sorts of wonderful stuff. Networking will get you everything you want in the world if you can do it right. Networking means You gotta be out and about. Sure, networking works if you're, going through LinkedIn, getting into conversations, that works. Skype calls, FaceTime, the internet's always a good tool. But what's always gonna work better is by getting out in person. Go to whatever events you can go to, speaking engagements, all sorts of things. Let me tell you, there is no event too small. I thought I was going to make my best networking connections at the big events, like when I spoke at VidCon. You think all the big things are gonna be your big break. My biggest business break came from a very small talk I gave to a room of maybe 20 people. It was like the saddest thing ever, and I expected not to get anything out of it. Like, oh gosh, shame on me. I went in like better than all of your people. I don't know what happened, but for some reason, everybody in that room was like super influential, and they were all super powerful. People who were in charge of TV networks and massive ad agencies. And I made such a huge connection. Just keep in mind, don't rule out any opportunity to network, because no networking opportunity is too small. Here's my second to last thing. All of your content, everything that you're putting on Snapchat, keep it brand friendly. Brand friendly is basically business code for family friendly. If you want to be working with brands, if you want to be working with businesses, if you want to be taken seriously, your content has to be family friendly. This means you can't be promiscuous, like showing off all that. This means you can't be cursing. It means you can't be having any like violence in your snaps. It means you can't y'all, when you're making snaps, imagine that you've got little ones watching you. Because chances are you do have little ones watching you. Also, another thing that I left out, but for anyone who underage drinks, don't underage drink on social media. Just like straight up, don't do it. Your motivation, regardless of where it is, the two biggest reasons to keep things brand friendly and family friendly is because, one, you want to be respectable to families, and you want to have good morals, and you want to care about your fans and followers, and you want to be a good example. Because if you have that many people watching you, you're going to be an influence on them. And two, if it's for the brand side, know that just messing up any of those things, even though your content does disappear in 24 hours, if by any chance any of your stuff got out, you cursing or doing something super like sexual or violent or with alcohol, you can get blacklisted from brands. Good word, blacklisted. If in an industry you get blacklisted, it means the word spreads like wildfire, and nobody will want to work with you again. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about is getting your followers engaged. Snapchat is one of the most highly engaged social media platforms on the planet. It's very intimate, it's one-to-one. So when I'm talking at my screen on Snapchat, it looks like I'm talking to you. The best way to measure engagement with your audience is screenshots. This makes it easy to come up with an engagement rate or even a ratio. So a really solid percentage for Snapchat engagement rate wise is 10%. If you hit 15% engagement rate, it means you've got a super engaged audience. If by God somehow you hit 20% or 25%, it means you are killing it at the social media game. And the beauty of screenshots is you can also sell the idea of engagement through screenshots to brands. People are already watching your story, just to have them screenshot a promo code, or to have them screenshot, a brand Snapchat account, or to even have them screenshot you doing something. Not only shows the brand that people are watching, but it shows that they're also interested. A lot of these tips are a lot to remember. Just make sure that you play around, try 2 or 3 of them to start, and then make sure that you get into the habit of doing these things. It's gonna really help you when you're becoming a Snapchat influencer. But it's all a part of the process. You're gonna mess up a little bit, which is okay. You're gonna have some big triumphs, some big fails. It's really a roller coaster ride. And have fun with it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, paychecks, requests, or side effects, feel free to leave them in the comment section below.